Let me start this guide by saying that all the following information are based on my experience and opinion. If you don't agree or have another opinion on the matter, then by all means share your thoughts and wisdom in the comment sections below. We can all learn from each other and make farming blueprints all that much easier. The more the community learns, the better we all get. This guide is lengthy, but I've added chapters so you can just skip to what you want to watch. Okay, I assume at this point you're here watching this video because you're struggling to clear expedition mode. And when you play with randoms that are not as competent, expedition can be extremely punishing and frustrating, but not impossible. So, I hope this video will make it easier to tackle this extremely fun and challenging mode. I'm going to start by talking about the ultimate group makeup, in my opinion of course. First operator I'll recommend to take is Kite. I've seen some guides ranking these operators based on ultimates and giving Kite the lowest tier of them all. I'm here to change your mind if you feel that way. I generally do not rank operators on their ultimates because of the perk feedback loop. We'll get to the perk tiers in a bit. But for now, let's assume we don't want to use our ultimate so frivolously once we have feedback loop. Next operator I'll recommend to pick is Ram. Basically, both Ram and Kite have very good abilities that make the expedition run go a lot faster in terms of clearing mobs and dealing boss damage. Kite's remote mine, if thrown and timed perfectly, can clear an entire mob with a single detonation, and it can also destroy the shielded boss's shield with a single mine. Ram's axe, if thrown at the weak points, can take out the toughest of mobs, and although I did say I don't rate ultimates so highly, Ram's ultimate can clear adamants and gardeners with a timely ground smash. And even without the feedback loop perk, the axe is on such a low cooldown, and you can pick it up again once you throw it, making his ability invaluable once you get it. And my final pick for the party would be Malva, the only operator that can actually heal with her medpacks. And if you get feedback loop, you basically litter the floor with your medpacks. If you don't get where I'm going with this, I'm going to be rating feedback loop pretty high in the perks tier list. The other operators are fine, nobody has that extra advantage over the other to be honest, but Ram, Kite and Malva are the best to run expedition with. You also have the benefit of having EXO and Recon class to reach those places that only they can reach. Technically, Kite can do the job of Ram as well, in terms of breaking down doors, so Kite is definitely the best. So now we move on to the actual expedition game mode. I assume you know the gist of it. You drop in, you open up supply boxes for loot and get strong enough to be able to complete the 3 missions required before you take on the final boss. By the way, you can check the buffs and debuffs that you currently have by pressing tab on mouse and keyboard. I don't know the settings for controller, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. In the supply drops, you'll be given 2 to 3 choices depending on the rarity of the supply drop. The yellow or golden ones will give 3 choices while the rest will give 2. The choices are between weapons, abilities and perks. The rule of thumb is always pick abilities over weapons before the first mission. Weapons are pretty common to find in the supply drops, but you never know if you can get your abilities again. Some abilities are trash and probably not worth taking up so early on, for example the smoke grenades and the crystalline wall grenades. These abilities are something that you can do without in expedition in my opinion. For the 3 operators I mentioned earlier, you'd always want their abilities early on. Weapons are down to preference to be honest. SMGs and shotguns are the most common but not really the best. I'd rank the semi-auto rifles or DMR aka designated marksman rifles to be the best to take up so that you can keep your distance fighting the tougher enemies. Assault rifles will be the next best choice. Alternatively, you can complete the mission with just your sidearm and abilities. It's definitely doable. Now for the perks. I'm not sure if I have encountered all the perks available to be honest with you, but the ones I have seen so far, some are definitely better than others. The perks are color coded in terms of rarity, yellow for legendary, purple for epic, blue for rare, green for uncommon, and white for common. The main perks to look out for are mostly feedback loop. This makes your abilities cool down a lot faster, as long as you have the ultimate fully charged. Also, the fact that this is a rare perk and not an epic or legendary means that the chances of getting this perk is significantly higher than the other perks. Sentry. You do double damage but you can't move. Sounds like a pain but the damage output can be insane. It's basically a boss killer when paired with the next perk, Infinite Clip. I didn't manage to record a play session of me getting this perk, but what it basically does is give you infinite ammo when shooting at a target. I've forgotten the actual flavor text, but I will update it once I get it again. Or maybe someone can drop it in the comment section down below and I'll pin it. Basically this together with Sentry perk equals insane damage. A notable mention goes to Strife. You have a chance to take control of a mob when using your secondary weapon. When you get this perk, always shoot at the bigger mobs with your secondary, and you will have yourself a powerful ally. They will last until they get killed or after every other mob dies. If you happen to convert a chaser while it's grabbing your teammate still takes damage. All the other perks are just okay and nothing game-changing in my opinion. As always, you can prove me wrong in the comments section. Next, we're going to be talking about the supply drop encounters. For this one, I call it the cauldron. Get it? Because it's two claws that look like a cauldron. No? Never mind then. Anyway, the first spawn are trash mods, but the second spawn are adamants. One of them will have a ball above its head, while the others are greenish in color. Kill the one with the orb on its head. If you kill the other ones first, they will just spawn into more mobs. So following the order of kill is important in this encounter. The next one is called the Gardener Arena encounter. Early stage it doesn't spawn the Gardener, but later on, ideally focus the Gardener first. As you can see from the clip, the moment it spawns I use my secondary to capture it with my Strife perk. The next one is called Skid Shooting. My teammate Cass came up with the name and I'm using it. Basically, after the trash mob, these rocks drop from the sky and you have to destroy it before it reaches the ground and spawn mobs. It comes in pairs and if you don't destroy at least one of it, it will spawn an adamant. This is called Spawn Crystal Encounter. I don't really have a cool name for it yet. In any case, I'm not too clear on the mechanics of this encounter yet, but I have a feeling you are supposed to destroy it in order it drops. Again, not too sure on this encounter. Someone who figured it out, please enlighten all of us in the comment section down below. Next is the Spider Ball encounter, cause it looks like a spider with a hanging ball. Anyway, the best way is to destroy the ball as fast as possible. It will keep spawning mobs if not destroyed. There's another similar encounter but it's shooting the spider legs instead. It is basically the same encounter. Shoot the orange legs to end the encounter. Ram with the axes can do a lot of damage to this target, so if possible use it. Kite with his mine can take out all the legs of the spiders if thrown and detonated right in the middle. Shotguns do a lot of damage to them as well, up close. There are probably some other encounters but mostly basic spawn and destroy encounters. Next we move on to the missions. This can range from simple to downright frustrating. Let's get the frustrating ones out of the way first. This is the fusion reactor. This one is frustrating because the ball lightning bounces around objects if the angle is not right when you try to shoot it into the reactor. The next annoying thing is that there are 3 to 4 mines that will try and kill you the moment you try to generate the orb. A way to do this mission is to have one guy generate the orb and another guy protect him by destroying or kiting the mines away. The spare guy is running around killing the strafers that are also looking to destroy the person generating the orb. You can possibly melee the orb straight into the reactor with one swipe. Another neat trick you can do is use the ball lightning debuff that you get from the contamination and push it into the reactor as well. The next annoying mission would be the research station mission. This one gets tougher when you have the shielded strafer debuff, especially if the shielded ones are on the second floor sniping and rocketing the hell out of you. The strategy for this mission is to have at least one guy on the blue square to start the data extraction. The faster you extract all the data, the faster the mission will end and you can just concentrate on killing the remaining minotaurs. Have one guy assigned to data extraction and 2 guys going around killing mobs, prioritizing the mobs on the second floor. Remember, in any of these missions or encounters, if you're the last man standing and it's impossible to res your teammates, just kite or survive long enough till they can spawn back in. It's less than a minute to spawn back into the fight. Soil Probe Defense. Again, this mission is similar to the fusion reactor mission in that you're fighting strafers. And if you happen to have shielded strafer debuff, this mission gets a tad bit tougher. The important thing is to protect the probes as best you can. The faster the probe work is done, the faster the encounter will end. The mines will spawn near the vehicle in the center, so try and put yourself between that and the probe so that the mine will not go and detonate the probe. And you have to kill the rocket strafers because they will do a lot of damage to the probe as well. Other than that, this mission is pretty straightforward. Cyborg Stealth Mission. The theme so far is, if the mission involves strafers, it is pretty annoying, especially with the shielded strafer debuff. But for this mission, you can end the encounter early if you can gun down the stealth as fast as possible. You can do this quite easily with Kite breaking down the shield with a single mine and quickly nuking the stealth, either with ultimates or abilities. The faster the stealth dies, the faster the mission ends without worrying too much about the strafers. Sample Extraction Mission. This mission is pretty straightforward, but the annoying thing is that the mission doesn't end immediately. After collecting all the samples, there's a slight delay before it is completely safe. Survive till they send down the probe to retrieve the samples, then the mission will be over, and all remaining mobs will die. Transmutator mission is easy if you can nuke down the transmutator the moment its shield is down. Keep the runners away from the gate so that the adamants don't spawn. Other than that, this mission is pretty rinse and repeat. Again, using Ram's access on the transmutator deals a lot of damage, so use it when there's a chance to. Lastly is the Grinder mission. Just kill the bomber dogs, open up Grinder, and nuke it. Rinse and repeat. Lastly, let's go through the boss fights. There are two bosses so far in the game, the Behemoth and the Queen. The bosses are always accompanied by a stilt. Just like the Cyborg stilt, you can use Kite to destroy the shield immediately, then just nuke it down as fast as possible. I am including the full gameplay video of both boss fights so you can understand it better. Remember, if you're the last man standing, running around in circles and surviving will probably be better than trying for a risky revive. The general rule of thumb when fighting bosses is, if there's things popping out of the ground, or there's red circles, colored domes that appears, get out of it. Keep it simple. The arena is big enough to move around and wait for the spikes to despawn. For the actual Behemoth, it is invulnerable until you break the glowing pimples on its body. Once you destroy that, it has a wonderful glow and you can totally nuke it down to the ground. After you bring it down to a certain health, it will become invulnerable again and spawn mobs. Just destroy the mobs, wait for the Behemoth to wake up and repeat the destroying of its pimples. The Queen is a bit more annoying in that she has additional abilities and she has additional invulnerable mob spawn stages. My simple guide is to just avoid whatever you can and survive if you're the last man standing. Her abilities include throwing purple orbs which can be destroyed but better to just avoid. And when she screams you get disoriented, just swipe your mouse left and right until it clears. There are some purple domes that may appear, just get out of it. Honestly, I haven't been caught in one to know what it does, but I will just get out of it. When she's in her invulnerable stage, just clear the mobs and after that it's rinse and repeat. She spawns more mobs than the Behemoth and she's more mobile. Other than that, it's just surviving and not dying to things that pop up on the ground. Boring, I always get this guy.
Yeah.
I will break her with my
Mine deployed.
broken. Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, I'm stuck.
Mine at the ready.
Broken.
Yep.
Remember I ride the mine. Straight away can break her shield.
Mine deployed.
Broken. Dead. Holy man. That's some tactics right there. Oh no, he's coming for me. He didn't like me.
Just
He don't like me.
throw the bomb, then you will destroy all his stuff anyway.
When he spawn the ads, I will mine now.
Will he even get to their face? That is the question.
Coming for me. Ah, involved. Where the ads come from? There, right?
Mine planted.
Yep. They use pistol.
Look through. Weak spot. Mine at the ready.
I just see your face.
Mine planted. Mine deployed. Reloading on. Mine at the ready.
Die. This is the fastest clear. Ah, finally. Yes. A different boss.
How did you kill this? I can't remember.
Still same thing lah, we still attack this guy.
Oh.
Oh no, the chaser. I need to run a bit.
Chaser's down, chaser's down.
Okay. Shield down, shield down.
Whoa. Taps. Let's see if his medical bot. Oh, nope, he died.
Holy
Your last time.
that's not good. My health regen sucks eh. Walao eh. Why you do this? How long?
20 seconds.
2-0?
2-0.
Alright, nice.
His one is very close to me lah, so he will come up also quite fast on.
Alright.
I think he died like 1 or 2 seconds after me. I'm up.
Breaking.
Down. Freaking longs, yeah? Low.
This one can shoot the ops. Involve adds time.
Control one, nice.
Get out of the shield.
Yep.
Ah, chaser, hit chaser.
Yeah. Let's game. Chaser. What? Wow. There was a weird bug, man. My weapon suddenly just got stuck.
Stuck?
Yeah, I got stuck on melee. Then I couldn't change my weapons. What the? It's usually
Kill?
down. I don't understand how they can catch up to me so easily. So annoying. Immune.
Okay. Holy crap.
Oh, ammo.
What is happening? Win! Hit. GG.